So I recently picked up this Dumbphone from eBay for about 30 bucks. Today we're going to take a look at this phone and discuss why Dumbphones exist and how you might even need one. Let's get started. So this is the Blu Studio Mini, made by Blu Smartphones. If you take a look at the back of this box, we get a list of specs for the Studio Mini. We get a vivid 5.5 inch 18:9 display. This isn't any other display, this is a vivid display. We're rocking a quad-core 2GHz MediaTek Helio A22 processor with 32GB of what I'm pretty sure is eMMC storage. And we've got a whopping 2GB of RAM. We've got a 2500 mAh battery, and we've got microSD card support up to 256GB. And we're powering this all by Android 12 Go edition. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. Now I've obviously already opened and tested this device, but I've packed it all up and we can see, you know, what the first unboxing experience is like. So when you open up this flap here, there's actually some text that says, "From Miami with love." Now at first, when I actually got this phone, I thought Blu Smartphones was just a cheap Chinese smartphone brand. But after some research, it turns out that they're an actual company made in Miami. And they have a pretty nice looking office too. So once you open up the first part of the box, you get the Blu Smartphone itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside. And if we open up the rest of the box, we get USB-A to micro USB cable. So we'll also set that aside. And then if we dig deeper, we get a power brick. Take a look at that, something you don't get on modern smartphones. And then if we take a look deeper inside, we just get a bunch of manuals and even a freaking sticker. And then of course you get some paperwork like the quick guide, which basically just shows you the phone's exterior functions. And like I mentioned before, this has micro SD card support, and obviously it would support a SIM card, so it shows you how to install those. And then of course the rest just has a bunch of yap about safety and whatnot. And then lastly, we get a freaking sticker. In my opinion, this just looks so much better than Apple's bland grey stickers you usually get. Which, by the way, they no longer supply because they want to save the environment. And that is pretty much it for the box. So let's go ahead and actually boot the Studio Mini up. So far the actual build quality isn't all that bad. The back of the phone feels rock solid, but the screen just feels sticky and spongy. This is absolutely hilarious. I just found out that the speaker is actually at the back of the phone. It's just a single mono speaker. And to be honest, I'm not really sure why I'm surprised, but we've also got a working flashlight. And what I find really funny about this camera is that there's actually some text that just says HD camera for some reason there. And on the bottom there, we've got our charging port. I bet you've never seen a charging port placed on the bottom right corner of a phone before. And we've also got a microphone. Now this is so weird. Whenever I actually press down on the screen, it makes a really weird noise, like as if there's air coming out of a gap. So the overall operating system just feels so weird and slow and just sluggish. So if I actually go ahead and lock the phone, there'll be like this really big wait time. You guys can see right there. It took a full like 3 seconds just to go to the home page from the lock screen. Apps like settings and whatnot take at least a 4 seconds to open up, and UI elements seem to stutter loads, and they have loads of delays whenever you press them. But yeah, it's just essentially Android 12 with that blue branding on it like any other OEM phone. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up YouTube and play one of my videos and see how well it performs streaming at 1080p 60, and then I'll play a 4K video and see how well it takes that. And right before I was just going to show you guys the YouTube video, take a look at these viewing angles on this vivid 18:9 display. They're absolutely amazing, honestly. So this is a 1080p 60fps Track Mini video, and so far it's actually not stuttering that bad. It definitely does jitter, but I'm not sure if that's my network or if it's just the phone, but yeah, it's doing it pretty well. Obviously this isn't a 1080p display, so it's not really 1080p. But yeah, honestly the screen is absolutely horrendous. Like the viewing angles and the colours are just all washed out. Alright, now for our ultimate test, let's play a 4K video. It takes so long to like exit full screen mode. Like there's a full on 2-second delay when you exit full screen mode. Alright, now this is a 4K video. And since this video actually has some audio, let's take advantage of that and let's try out the speakers. Ooh, it's stuttering. Oh, it's stuttering. It is really bad. Oh god, just look at that, it is stuttering absolutely horribly. Ooh, yeah, it's not really great. God, that fade in looked absolutely horrible. If I put my finger on the actual hole for the speaker, like the audio just cuts out entirely. Now let's take a look at the camera quality, and honestly it's not great, but for a budget dumb phone that's pretty much expected. The back camera shoots at this really odd resolution, while the front camera is VGA quality, which is basically 640 by 480. Alright, now let's really push this phone's puny MediaTek processor by playing a few games. I've installed Minecraft, Fruit Ninja, Hill Climb Racing, and Subway Surfers. So first off, let's actually test out Minecraft. Now unfortunately I couldn't get newer versions of Minecraft to launch on this phone because they just crash instantly. So I have to play Minecraft 1.14.60, which does seem to work and is pretty stable on this phone. We're playing on the lowest settings possible because this phone honestly can't handle, max graphics and whatnot. And loading into a world surprisingly doesn't actually seem to take that long, but that could be because it's obviously an older version of Minecraft. Alright, so we're in the game, and surprisingly so far, it's running at 60 FPS. I'm just making assumptions here, but it does seem to be running at 60 FPS. And you can't really tell on camera, but it does definitely seem to be stuttering, especially when it has to load new chunks. Now, I definitely do not recommend playing Minecraft on this device because of two reasons. Number one, this thing gets so hot. Like right now it's pretty warm. Like when I was testing out YouTube videos, it was already warm enough, and right now it's pretty hot. And secondly, the display is just absolute rubbish. Like anytime I tilt it, the viewing angles just change completely. And the screen itself just feels like really mushy and sticky. Like anytime I press on it, I showed you guys before the air gaps coming out of the screen. I can hear the air gaps coming out right now. Next up, we're going to try Hill Climb Racing. I used to play this game loads on my iPad. It's very nostalgic. Now honestly, because it's a 2D game, I don't really expect it to lag much. Like right now, it's actually performing very well. And oh, and I think I died. Yeah, I died. But if you guys haven't played this game, I definitely recommend you play it. It's like a must play, honestly. The concept for this game is very simple. All you have to do is collect coins and make sure you don't break. And the physics in this game are very interesting. Now in my iOS 6 video, I actually covered these two games, Fruit Ninja and Subway Surfers. So let's see how these perform on this phone. Alright, so we're launching into Fruit Ninja. I'll just set my age to 99. Okay, I'll play the classic mode just to keep things very simple and easy. Alright. So you just gotta slice fruits in this game. It's like very easy to do. But the game isn't performing as bad as I thought it would. Alright, let's do that again. Oh, I'm not, I'm not meant to cut that. Alright. Doing pretty good so far. Oh. And I messed up. God damn it. Okay, well that was Fruit Ninja. Now Subway Surfers is a 3D game, so let's see how it performs on this. Yeah, it's not... Ooh, okay, it's stuttering quite a lot. It's not as bad as Minecraft, obviously, but there's a delay to any time I do something. There's vibrations to this game as well. That's pretty nice. It's funny, right? Because of the performance of this phone, this game's having to draw things as you move. Alright, we got the magnet now. Collect that. Ooh, I hit something. I used to spend so many hours on this game on my Android tablet. I should be good at it. Oh, I hope you guys heard that. That vibration was absolutely awful. Alright. And I died. A new high school. That's pretty nice. So for our conclusion, let's talk about these dumb phones. They're essentially just very simple mobile devices with basic hardware, low power processors, the limited amount of RAM and storage, a basic operating system which is essentially all of the time Android, and wireless connectivity for Sims and whatnot. They're designed for basic calls and texts and sometimes entertainment, while pretty much abandoning the complex app ecosystems and powerful hardware of smartphones nowadays. These phones were designed with people who prioritize simplicity and durability and good battery life over advanced features like artificial intelligence and whatnot in mind. This can range from the elderly to young children or people who want to disconnect and take a break from, the mainstream smartphone business. Or, you might be that one person who deals with, drugs, such as Colombian coke. Now here's the thing, I feel like these dumb phones aren't up there yet. There's still quite a few things that need to be worked on, like the build quality and the specs and the actual operating system itself. But of course, since it's a dumb phone, things like the speaker and camera don't really matter. So it makes them cheaper to manufacture and then sell. Now, do I support the use of using dumb phones? In my honest opinion, I believe you shouldn't really opt in to buy a dumb phone, but instead to buy an unlocked iPhone 6s or iPhone 7, or pretty much just a new older level Android smartphone with like 32 to 64 gigabytes of storage. Believe it or not, these devices run iOS 15, which still gets security updates to this day. They also still have very capable processors which hold up to this day, and they have some decent speakers as well. And the best of all, they still have some very amazing cameras. If you liked what you saw there, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. I've been on a roll recently trying to release more videos, but I probably won't keep you up for too long. I'll probably take off a few weeks before I make another video, but for now I'll try and release another video by the end of this month. So I'll see you guys in my next video.